Welcome to Collecting Chaos. My name is James, and today you didn't click on the wrong thing. This is our Army at War 269 conservation video number 13. The problem is the first part of the video was corrupted. My introduction was corrupted, and the first sections were corrupted so bad I couldn't even open it. I've got the files, I can't even open them. So I'm picking it up with a little bit further in. I've already laid out the paper. It's already wet as far as putting the calcium hydroxide solution on it, calcium methylcellulose solution that I use on it. That's already been done. I've zoomed in so you can watch me very carefully remove the glue that's still on the page. And I pick up from there, and there's one point where I think the camera goes out on me, but I pick it back up pretty quick. So sorry about that, but that's the way it is. Also, in this video, I do not show me working on the inner wrap at all because there's nothing to see. There's no problems with the inner wrap. It was just great, the thing you always see me do. So I didn't even record it. But I do have the aftermath. I have the final reveal on it. So that's what we've got going on, and I hope you enjoy the video, and we'll get started right after this. I soaked it down. I zoomed in so you can see what I'm doing in this area. Then we'll move it up to here on that other one. And yeah, we'll get started on it. Alright, let's see how this is going to work. Might do alright, might not. There we go, we got some of it loose here. This is time consuming, but I'm gonna get it. Nice big strip right there. That's good. We like that. Can we get the top part of it? Maybe, without tearing the paper. That's the goal, is to do this without removing the paper. I know I'm not talking very loud. What can I say? Kind of mumbling to myself. Got to get this done. I think that might have removed a little paper. Nope. It's good. Get a little flap there, get my fat fingers on it, and ease it on down. Another nice long piece. And I could have just done this with water without using the mixture. I use the mixture so that I don't have to add the mixture after I do this, because I'm going to have to add it on anyway, sooner or later, especially the calcium hydroxide portion of it and the methylcellulose portion of it. The soap, not so much. Another little piece. Almost got this long one done. Too bad you can't get tape off this easily. Or can you? I may have to work on that sometime. See if I can get it, make this method work with tape. I don't see why it wouldn't. Can't go that way because that's where the cover is torn. We're going to have to ease it off from this left side. And it's this part up here is being obstinate. It doesn't want to cooperate. No, squeegee's not going to work on that either. Just ease it, ease it, ease it. Ease it off the paper until it's completely off. A little bit here, looks like it's loose. Okay, those are loose. I'm going to use my squeegee to push them off. And I believe, little tiny spot here. I believe that's got that part of it. Let's move up to here. And this one was a little thicker. And believe it or not, if it's thicker, it usually comes off easier. Usually. I'm not going to say it's going to happen this time, but usually it comes off easier if it's thicker. Easing it off from the side. Remember, there's a tear on this side, so we don't want to go this way because we'll go right up under the paper. Almost got it. I'm going to push that all the way off. Okay. I got it off. Let's zoom back out. I'm having fun this morning. It's not that early. It's like almost 11 o'clock. I didn't go to sleep until like 2:30, 3 o'clock. So, yeah. Let's put another piece of Kollecting down. Oops. We got this. We don't want to lose that. I'm not worried about it being separated right now. I will reattach it. Which, of course, reattaching a piece, that's restoration. It's from the original comic. Why is it restoration? You're putting it back together. It makes it conservation in my point of view. But I am not among the current batch of professional graders, so what I say doesn't count. Just because I used to get paid to evaluate and grade collections back in the 90s for one particular insurance company that I will not name. When I had my store, people would bring me collections for me to evaluate and set a value to, which you can't do that unless you are also evaluating the conditions or grading the comics. Every one I did, I put in Mylar and graded and priced, and it took me hours and hours and hours to do that sort of thing, but I got paid pretty well for it too. I don't know why I did that. I didn't need to. You can reuse the puppy pad 2 or 3 times. The most I've ever been able to use one is about 4 times. And it's still absorbed. After that, it stops absorbing so well. So I'm going to roll this back, not to put on methyl cellulose, just to roll it back to make sure we got this good the way it's supposed to be. Oh no, he's lifting it. He's going to ruin the comic. He's going to completely detach the spine. No, I'm going to get it to where it's supposed to be. And yeah, squeegee some of this off. Soak it down with some water. This has a nice spray pattern to it. True Living spray bottle. I think I got that at Dollar General. It has a pretty good spray pattern to it. I like it. If I were using peroxide on comics, I'd probably use something like that as the sprayer. And I just see if I could put that spray head on to the brown bottle. But I don't like using peroxide on comics. I just don't. I'm not comfortable with it. I have tried it a few times, and it turned out okay. Not great. Okay. Like I said, I'm not a fan. I have used vinegar on comics, white vinegar on comics. Not straight, of course. I dilute it pretty good. But that is to kill mold, because vinegar will definitely kill mold. And this is all stuff you need to know. I don't know if you saw me put the methyl cellulose or not. My camera stopped. I wasn't paying attention to it. Normally I'll stop and start the camera 2 or 3 times to make sure that doesn't happen. but I wasn't paying attention and it happened. So let me get my tray of paper towels, used paper towels. Many of them are used, like this one. This one is used. We're going to do some water absorption. You know, we get all that water on, we got to try to get some of it off. Water on, water off. Wax on? Oh no, hell no, no wax on. Just water on. Alright. That paper towel got nice and soaked. Can I get it off? Yes, I can. Set it over here on my fan that isn't running. It's not running because it's turned off, not because it doesn't work any longer. And see if I can dig out a little better paper towel set. There we go. Some of these paper towels are starting to stain. A little more moisture off. I'm going to go ahead and put on my Teflon sheet. Teflon sheets are great. You don't have to use them, but they have more uses than just preventing a comic page from getting burnt. Check out Jerry the Jitterbug's latest video. He used a Teflon sheet on something. But you should, if you're not checking out his channel all the time, you should be, because he does some good content. This is one of those paper towels I will not put in my cold press or any other kind of press because it has ribs in it. But for sucking up the water, it's fine. Yeah, so check out Jerry the Jitterbug's channel. Check out Salesboy's channel. Check out Jason over at Archivist Adrift. And don't forget Peter Alice over at Professor Peter's channel. All of those links are down in my description. And all of them are very good channels with lots of good information. And I will admit I have stolen some techniques from all of them in the past. Probably will steal more in the future. And hopefully they reciprocate by stealing some of my ideas. That's always a good thing. We like to share. Conservationists share. Because we're open. We want people to know that we have conserved a comic. We don't want to try to hide it away. No, I didn't work on that. No, not me. Mm-mm. No, I never pressed that comic. I never cleaned that comic. I have actually gotten comics off eBay where I messaged the person and said, has this comic been cleaned or pressed? And they said, no. Absolutely. That's definitive. No. And when I got the comic, it had marks where you could see where an eraser was used over aggressively. It had it had signs of having been pressed poorly. So yeah, don't believe everything you hear. I'm upfront about it. If I put a comic on eBay, generally I will list if I've pressed it or not. And if I don't list it and press it, and somebody asks me, I will tell them flat out, yes or no. You got to be open with people. You got to be honest with people. That's how you get repeat customers. All right, that's going to be it. Probably, yeah, that's going to be it. It's not it for the video. Of course, I have to do the reveal. I am not going to show the second wrap or the interior wrap of this. The only thing else I'm going to show on this is the use of the Tengujo paper, and I will try to remember to show you how I get that nice straight-ish line. So I'll show you that, and so this video won't be too long, hopefully. So we'll see you in a bit. Let's see what we've got here. This is the, this is the outer wrap of the signature. And, yeah, it's sticking a little bit. Probably from the methyl cellulose. And that's fine. You do want that. All right. I'll have to bring them together. It's not a problem. We can do this. But first, we need an appropriate piece of Tengujo or Tengujo. Okay, so right about there is where I want it on the 9. Maybe a little less than that. Get my little thing of water here, and oh, what the heck, we'll use my big brush. And all we're going to do is paint right down the line. Right off the table. Now watch this trick. See how the tear is right there on the wet part? And I got a nice piece to use. Of course, now I got a mess, because I got water on here. That's what paper towels are for, cleaning up a mess. So, back to this. Oh, I'm going to need a small piece too. And I'm going to work on that one first. You know what? No, I'm not. I'm going to work on it second. Make sure I get the right side. 82, 75, 81. This is it. This is the one I want. Alright, that's the way we want it, and we want it to go just like that. you know, a nori paste. And I'm going to get the water out too. I'm not going to use it right yet, but I will be using it. And we're going to start on the bottom here. Take my nice long piece here, and like I said, we're going to start on the bottom. Because I want to be able to put this together as I'm running it in there. I don't want that gap. If I can avoid it. Yeah, a little tiny gap there. We'll fix that up. How am I going to fix it up? By turning it over and pushing it together. Let me turn it over again. Okay. I think I'm going to end up with a little tiny gap there. Right. That should be good enough for that. Now let's do this. take a piece right off the bottom here. Get that as even as I can. All right, let's put that over the top and put that on there. That on there. And that on there. And that on there. And that ought to hold it tight. That ought to be enough pressure to hold it down. We'll be back once everything's done to give you a final reveal on the inner wrap that I didn't show you on screen, and also on the outer wrap once it's finished with the Tingujo paper. So I'll be back. Let's see how it looks. I did check it earlier. Turned out good. I like it. Like it a lot. We'll have to trim it, which is what we're going to do right now. Only this time we are actually going to use my ruler. I have a smaller metal one that I should be using for this. There it is. Okay. It's a little wrinkly, but that's okay. We don't mind. It's going to get pressed again anyway. Everything will get pressed again. And you know, I'm using the wrong side of this. Why didn't you guys tell me? Why didn't you tell me I wasn't on the cutting side? You guys are supposed to let me know that. Comment down below if you were hollering, "You're using the wrong side." Or even comment down below if you don't care. It's all right. So that is get this right. That is the outer wrap for this signature. How did the inner wrap turn out? You guys didn't see this one. I erased a little bit of the methyl cellulose is sticky. That means I mixed it right, I guess. I erased a little bit of the maize, but then I forgot that I was erasing it, and I started working on it, got it wet, and I went, yeah, we'll leave the rest of it. But most, you can just it's a faint, you can see faint pencil marks on it still. There we go. What's that? Why is that on there? Okay. Got to get that off. We know how I do that. Not sure why it's on there. Well, it's not on there. Not anymore. So this is the inner wrap. 77, 78, 79, 80. And that takes care of another signature. Let's take a look at the next signature. But first we're going to stick it in here with all of the rest of them. I'm really thinking about redoing that, you know that, right? I'm not going to. Let's take a look at the next signature and see if there's anything I have to do to it that's special. See if I have to do any special stuff to it. Inner wrap, no, I don't have to do anything to this inner wrap but clean it. We got a little bit up here. Maybe a little bit of Tengojo or Tengujo paper. Yeah. We'll do a little bit of reinforcement up here and that's it. So, not much to do to this one. Hopefully this one will be a short one. I'm trying to make them shorter. I really am. And then we have the last wrap, or the last signature. And that one has a little bit of glue on it. So, yeah. I might just go ahead and do these off camera and show you the results of them, and then we can trim the cover and start working on putting it all back together. Maybe I'll do that because you've seen this process so many times. I don't think I need to show you again. So the next one will show you the end results for both of these signatures. I'll do them both over the weekend. Of course, this video will drop on Friday, but I'll do both of these over the weekend and trim the cover, put it all back together, and yeah, that's what we'll do. Sounds like a plan. So have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday with the final, hopefully the final episode of this, and if not, we'll do one more. And don't forget, like, subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. And we'll see you Wednesday night on my live stream, Coffee with Chaos, every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Central.